Jai Shri Nandalala. Hi, Chandrakala. Do you hear me? You can unmute. Jai Shri Nandalala, do you hear me? Hi, Chandrakala. Good morning.
You want to sit here? You sit. You sure? Yeah. You don't have problem with the softness, right? No, sometimes Amma didn't like
Hey,
softness.
Chandrakala, can you say something? I'm not able to hear you.
Joining?
Yeah, she's here, but we're not able to hear her. Can anyone else say something? We are trying to test the audio.
I'm Shankar here. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Chandrakala,
It's clear. We are able to hear you.
Good morning, Chandrakala.
Good morning, Chandrakala.
Could you say something so we can test the audio? Yeah. Not able to hear you yet, Chandrakala.
Hello?
Yes, now we hear you.
Okay, just 2 minutes. 2
Okay.
minutes.
No problem. Take your time.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we do hear you. Okay, very good. You hear us well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, maybe if you just adjust the camera a little bit, then yeah, we can see you fully now. Great, that's good. I'll do a short intro and then I will hand over the floor to you, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Are you all able to see the screen? Can give a thumbs up, that's fine. I'm sharing the deck that we would get started here. Do you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Jai Shri Nandalala, Madhyoli Charanam. We are ready to get started with our Guru Purnima 2026 satsang here. Very, very happy to have the presence of all of you online. And we have quite a few of our Nandajis in the Bay Area at Tulasi. We have a good program today, and we decided to do it on the weekend to make sure more people are able to join, even though the actual Guru Purnima is on Wednesday. So today we have a program with Pada Puja and the Harikatha by Chandrakala Radhakrishnan. The Pada Puja just completed here in Tulasi. And just wanted to give a short intro to Guru Purnima. It is celebrated in honor of sage Vyasa. He's also known as Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyasa. The Vedas, the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita are all attributed to him. And Puja Sri Madhyoli Saraswati, our Guru, Her Holiness of Nandalala families, she initiated the Guru Purnima celebration in the Nandalala community and the cultural center honoring Sage Vyasa. In her own words, our reverence for the Guru paves the way for devotion to God. There is nothing that love for the Guru will not achieve. The Guru is a selfless presence. Understanding the truth is the invaluable reward for devotion. Today, we had the Pada Puja in honor of our Guru, Her Holiness Madhyoli Saraswati at Tulasi. We just finished chanting the Lalita Sasnamam, the Akhilandeshwari Ashtotram, Matibha Vimsati, Madhyoli Gayatri, Vinaitir Padigam, Pallandu, and we finished with the Annai Annai Mangalam song. We will start this satsang, this online Harikatha satsang, a first one for the Tulasi satsang community with a Guru Stotram. It will be chanted by Sri Nagaraj.
Shri Guru Paduka Stotram Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukayitabhyam Guru Bhaktidabhyam Vairagya Sampradya Yada Pujanabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kavitpavarashi Nishakarabhyam Daurbhagyadavambudamalikabhyam Durikrutanamravipattitabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Natayayo Shri Patitam Samiyuhu Kadachidatyashu Daridravariyaha Mukascha Vachaspatitam Hitabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nalikanikashaparakrutabhyam Nana Vimohadinivarikabhyam Namajjanabhishtatadipradabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nauma Nrupali Maulim Vrajaratnakanti Sarit Virajat Yashakanyakabhyam Nrupatvadabhyam Natalokapante Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Papandakarakaparamparabyam Naptapatrayahindrakageshwarabhyam Jadhyabdi Samshoshanapadavabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Shamadishakka Prabhadaitavabhyam Samadhidanam Vratadikshitabhyam Ramadavangristirabhaktidabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Swarchaparanam Akhilestradabhyam Swaha Sahayaksha Dhurandarabhyam Swantacha Bhava Pradapujanabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kamadi Sarpa Vrajagarudabhyam Viveka Vairagya Nidhi Pradabhyam
बोधप्रदाभ्यां दूतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां श्री आदिशंकराचार्य चरणारविंदे।
Thank you, Nagraj. We are now ready to start our Harikatha. I'm really pleased to invite you all and welcome you all to this special satsang on this Guru Purnima celebration with a Harikatha, a first, as I mentioned, for Tulsi satsangs, and through a very special person as well. Chandrakala Radhakrishnan. She's a grandchild of the Nandalala family and who have been devotees of Pujya Shri Madhyoli Saraswati for over 7 decades.
Wow.
Chandrakala is a Carnatic musician trained for over 10 plus years and seeking to blend music with storytelling to propagate the richness and unparalleled values of our Indian heritage and culture. Pujya Shri Akka, through Nandalala Sirvar Sangam, conferred Vidvat Bhushan during Silver Jubilee celebrations to Chandrakala. And in the next couple of slides, you see some pictures of her from her young age interacting with Pujya Shri Akka, and also Akka very proudly herself awarding her the title of Vidvat Bhushan. This is now Chandrakala. She's a passionate storyteller who's undertaking training in Harikatha from Sri Anand Dayanidhi Bhagavatar, who is himself a student of Sri Sri Krishna Premi Swamigal and Vijayashri School of Harikatha run by Srimati Vishakha Hari. I just finished listening again to her podcast, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, a 10-episode series on various mindsets based on the forms of Shiva. It is available on Spotify and any podcast platform. She comes today where she lives with her family in Malaysia. And we're very glad she could make time on a Sunday morning to be with us. So let's welcome Chandrakala Radhakrishnan.
Thank you.
Over to you, Chandrakala.
Okay. Namaskarams to everyone. Thank you for that wonderful introduction and some of the pictures that you shared with Atte, as I call her, Shri Akka Nammal Guru, but I call her as Atte. She's been more than a family. She has been my family, in fact, more than my Guru. She's my family. So it was wonderful. I can begin my session right now.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Mm. Mm. सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Thanking Gayatri Perima, Sita Mami, and the organizers of this very beautiful session that we're going to have today. I start off by offering my namaskarams to Shiva Peruman, the eternal and highest Guru, to the divine Shankaracharya, and to the unbroken chain of Gurus and Mahatmas that follow in their line, to my Guru, who has been and still is everything in life to me, Shri Akka, and my music and Harikatha Gurus, with the deepest and highest respect and regard for them today, I begin my session on Shankara Bhagavat Patal, the Jagat Guru, whom we will always turn to for guidance and knowledge, given any day or age. So, what does one do on Guru Purnima? Do we celebrate our Guru by offering flowers to their portrait, share prasadam, share their pictures or memories? Is that what Guru Purnima is about? Or is it about observing the occasion like a tapasya? So here's what our Guru, Sri Akka, recommends. According to her, the day should be observed by having a satsang, studying our own Guru's teachings, reading the Bhagavad Gita or any scripture, or attending a discourse or a bhajan. Either of these based on our convenience. The reason that is being implied in her guidelines is that a guru is interested in knowing how much of their wisdom and knowledge has been imbibed by their followers, the impact that they've created among their followers, more than knowing if they've been honored or celebrated. For example, even the greatest and timeless itihasas, Srimad Ramayanam and Srimad Bhagavatam, that revels in the gunams of our Ishtadevams, Rama and Krishna, has come by way of Guru Mukham. Sadguru Narada, it is his kainkaryam alone, his effort, that has enabled these timeless treasures to be available through Maharshi Valmiki and Maharshi Vyasa, for which we will be eternally grateful to him. And taking Sadguru Narada's name on Guru Purnima is extremely auspicious. Tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidambaram naradam paripapracha valmikir munipungavam. A question and answer dialogue between the Shishya Maharshi Valmiki and the greatest of orators, Bhagvidambaram, the greatest of tapasvis, the greatest of munis, Munipungavam, Sadguru Narada, is what forms the first chapter of Srimad Ramayanam, the Sankshepa Ramayanam, the solid foundation on which this magnum opus called Srimad Ramayanam is built. Similarly, when Maharshi Vyasa experiences Nyuna Malam, a feeling of deficiency, feeling of discontentment, that is when Devashi Narada nudges him to write the Srimad Bhagavatam. Devadattamimaam veenaam swarabrahma vibhushitam murchayitva harikatham gaya manasharamyaham. So here he hints that the joy that Sadguru Narada gets from Harikatha by singing the glorious stories and gunams of Hari with his veena, the Devadatta, is the Paramanandam, the absolute joy that Maharshi Vyasa is missing out on. And that is why he is encouraged to start writing the Srimad Bhagavatam to get the satisfaction that he hasn't got even after writing the 18 Mahapuranas. So, in the Guru Parampara or lineage of Jnanadatas like Sadguru Narada, Guru Parasharar, in that same line comes Vyasa, Maharshi Vedavyasa, after him Shukar, Acharya Gaudapadar, Govindapadacharya, and in that same line comes our very own Jagadguru, Shankara Bhagavat Padal, as a refuge to those affected by the Kali Yugam. So as we revere our Jagadguru today, we will also be revering this Guru Parampara that he belongs to. Now he took birth at a very, very crucial time. In Kali Yugam, it was the age of misinformation. Dharma was being misinterpreted. People were confused, lost without a Sadguru to guide them. Vedas were forgotten. Difference between right and wrong was shrinking. So, as this was happening, Lord Shiva became extremely concerned about the spiritual darkness that Kali Yugam was bringing upon everybody. And he makes a divine sankalpam to take birth. He chooses a kshetram called Kaladi and identifies a very devout couple as his to-be parents, Shivaguru and Aryamba. Purna nadi tati ramye पुण्ये केरलमण्डले ग्रामोऽस्ति कालडिर्नाम सज्जनैरभिसेवितः तस्मिन् शिवगुरुर्नाम ब्राह्मणा ब्रह्मवित्तमः सदाचारेण संयुक्तः शिवभक्तिरतो भवत्. So by the banks of the river Purna is the kshetram called Kaladi in the land of Kerala. And there, Shivaguru and Aryamba, a couple who are immensely devoted to Lord Shiva, have been praying for years and years, wishing for a son. And Lord Shiva finally appears in Shivaguru's dream, blesses him and says, I myself will be born as your son because I have a purpose to fulfill. So the child is born and they name him Shankara. Shankaroti iti Shankaraha. Let only auspiciousness result wherever this boy goes. Shankaroti iti Shankaraha. With that resolve, they name him as Shankara. And interestingly, if we decode the name Shankara, as per a very ancient technique that has been prevalent in our olden days, the Kattapayadi Sankhya. So the Kattapayadi Sankhya is a system where letters or syllables were assigned against numbers so that complex numbers could be orally transmitted through generations by way of letters for easy remembrance. For example, in Carnatic music, there are 72 parent ragas. It's called the Melakarta scheme. So all of those 72 ragas have been named as per the Kattapayadi Sankhya. If I take an example, the 65th raga appearing in the list of 72 Melakarta ragas, Mechakalyani, the first two letters of the ragam, first two syllables of the ragam, will reflect the number 65. As per Kattapayadi Sankhya, the letter Ma is assigned the number 5 and the syllable Cha is assigned the number 6. So when you reverse them, it becomes 65. That is why Mecha Kalyani appears as the 65th raga in the list of 72 ragas. Similarly, if you decode the name Shankara, Shankara, 3 syllables. Shang stands for 5, Ka stands for 1, and Ra stands for 2. And when you reverse this number, it becomes 215, which is his birth date. 2 as in the Vaishakha Masam. 1 is the first fortnight of every month, Shukla Paksham. Panchami, the Panchama Tithi. So this is how very purposefully his name has been kept. Every time we say the name Shankara, we automatically invoke his birth date as well. So coming back to Shankara, young Shankara was a very devoted boy to his parents and he displayed extraordinary traits that was not very normal for children of that age. By 2, he's able to speak and uh, read and write Sanskrit fluently. By the time he's 5 or 6, he's able to grasp the essence of Vedas, Puranas, and Upanishads and attains Vakshuddhi. So this is when grief strikes in his life. So a lot of Mahans believe that when an Avatara Purusha a guru or a mahan is sent to earth for a divine purpose and is settling in his familial life, the divine always has their eyes on them with a fear that they shouldn't just settle in that life and forget the purpose for which they've been sent for. That is why Bhagavan causes some tragic incident in their life so that he can bring them closer to him. So that way, tragedy strikes in Shankara's life as well, and his father passes away. This affectionate boy, for whom his father Shivaguru meant everything, was processing grief in a very heavy manner. He was very young, but he had to console his mother as well. He had to do the funeral rites for his father. And as he's processing this grief, he immerses himself in a very dispassionate life, filled with dispassionate thoughts, and engages in Atma Chintanam. He thinks, if life is so impermanent, what is it that we need to hold on to? मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कारचित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुश्चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायुश्चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं. So when he is immersed in those thoughts, he realizes that the manas, the buddhi, the ahankaram, the chittam, the mind, intellect, the heart, the ego, all of this is not permanent. My five senses are not permanent. The five elements are not permanent. My body is not permanent. The pranam, life in my body, is not permanent. What is permanent is the consciousness, the chaitanyam, the life force that operates in me and the other living and non-living objects in the universe. This life force is the only thing that remains. This consciousness is the only thing that remains, and it is no different from the Paramatma or the cosmic force which is creating all of this. So, with these thoughts enveloping in his mind, young Shankara, he takes care of his mother, he helps her around, and he, as a young brahmachari, he goes out seeking alms to feed himself and his mother. So one day, as he is passing by a house in one of the streets, he stops there and says, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, asking for alms. And now, that house by where he's stopped, there is a family who is in extreme daridram. They're extremely poor. And the woman of that house comes out and sees this young boy filled with Brahma Tejas. And immediately she becomes desirous of giving him something, even though she has nothing in the house at that point in time. Just the appearance of this boy with such a pleasant appearance, she becomes extremely desirous of giving him something. So, looking at her hesitation, Shankara says, Shokam ma kuru matah, please don't worry, please don't trouble yourself in case you have anything. But still, she goes inside and she searches for something that she could probably give this young boy. And that is when, in one of her utensils, she finds a dried amla fruit, which is almost wasted away. With extreme shame and guilt that there is nothing else in the house to offer this young boy, with a lot of hesitation, she walks towards him and places this fruit in his hand. Now, these are the emotions that she is feeling, but on the other hand, Shankara's heart has developed compassion for her. He looks at her and is amazed uh, at her ability to give him something, even though there is nothing in the house. That intention to give him something, despite the fact that there is nothing in the house, impresses him and earns his compassion. Now, even though at that age he's not Jagat Guru yet, but he already has the mind and heart of a guru, and he makes a sankalpam to do some anugraham for this woman. So he closes his eyes, and on the spot he does a stuti. Angam Hare पुलकभूषणमाश्रयन्तीं भृङ्गाङ्गनैव मुकुलाभरणं तमालम् अङ्गीकृताखिलविभूतिरपाङ्गलीला माङ्गल्यदास्तु मम मङ्गलदेवतायाः பார்க்கடல் வளர் கிருபாகரி பரிந்து வந்தென்னை ஆதரியே பார்க்கடல் வளர் கிருபாகரி பரிந்து வந்தென்னை ஆதரியே பங்கஜ மலர் வளரல் நகே கடை கண்பார் பங்கஜ மலர் வளரல் நகே கடை கண்பார் ராமதாசன் பணியும் மகாலட்சுமியே ஜகன்மாதா மனமிருங்கி வரமருள் மகாலட்சுமியே ஜகன்மாதா. Oh Jagannatha, look at the plight of this poor woman. Even though she possesses nothing, she had that intention, that sat buddhi, to give me something just because I'm standing in front of her house asking for alms. Why don't you do something to change her present state, to completely transform her life for the better? So when he invokes Ambal in this way, Dayar appears and says, but Shankara, whatever she is undergoing, it is the consequence of her past karma. So I can do nothing about it. She is destined to face whatever she's facing now. She's destined to undergo all of these troubles. And then, now Adi Shankara, he has the heart and mind of a guru, and he has already made the sankalpam to do anugraham for this woman. So he negotiates with her. So he says, are you saying this? You are the one who is the in charge of the entire universe. You are Jagannatha. You are the in charge of the universe who creates, sustains, and protects. You are doing all the three functions, and there is nothing in the universe that happens without your permission. So that is why he starts the stotram with the letter Angam, because the letter is usually used for a deity that is powerful, like Mahalakshmi, who has the control of the entire universe in her hands. So he says, if it comes to you, you can easily overlook the consequences of her past karma. Show your divine kataksham, your side glance, kadekkan parve. You can, through your divine kataksham, you can improve or change her life for the better. So when he says this, Tyre is immediately convinced. And as the woman turns back to look at her house and she looks at the top of the roof of the house, there is a shower, there is a stream, Kanakadhara, there's a stream of gold, an unstoppable stream of gold, Kanaka Varsham that is happening. And when she's in a situation where she's not even expected any anugraham from Adi Shankara, she gets overwhelmed. Her eyes are filled with tears and she falls at his feet and says, I don't know what I've done to deserve this. And I don't know what to tell you as well. So these are one of the very many miracles that young Shankara is capable of. And we can only imagine what his potential would be once he grows up. So with the flow of time, as he is immersed in Atma Chintanam, Acharya realizes that he is not willing to settle for the life of a grihastha, even though his mother repeatedly insists on doing that. He feels that this kind of life will prohibit him from the purpose for which he has taken birth. So, with his mother's hesitant approval, he sets out on a journey to find his guru. He walks around 2000 kilometers to Omkareshwar Kshetram, where his search ends. So, he sees his Acharya Govindapadacharya, inside a cave in deep samadhi. And while his guru is sitting in the cave, only his feet are visible through the crevice in the cave. So he holds his guru's feet and prostrates before him. न भोगेन योगेन वा वाजिराजौ न कान्तामुखेनैव वेत्तेषु चेतं मनश्चेन लग्नं गुरोरग्निपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्. Even if one engages in dispassionate thoughts, gives up worldly enjoyments, and controls their chittam and buddhi to always think of Brahmanandam or bliss, they still require a guru. They are nothing without their mind centered on the lotus feet of their guru. Speaking of which, just a while ago, Pada Puja for our very own Ambal's Divine Padam was done, which has been praised in the Saundarya Lahiri this way, in Acharyal's own words. अविद्यानामन्तस्तिमिरमिहिरद्वीपनगरी जडानां चैतन्यस्तबकमकरन्दश्रुतिझरी. The dust of her padam is said to be so potent that it gives different things to different seekers. For people seeking knowledge and removal of ignorance, the dust of her feet imparts jnanam. दरिद्राणां चिन्तामणि गुणनिका जन्म जलधौ. Chintamani, it's a necklace of gems to those affected by daridram or poverty. Nimagnanam damstra muraripu varahasya bhavati. It offers rakshanam. The dust in her feet offers rakshanam to those pained by their own life's difficulties. Now, coming back to Acharyal's Charitram, he spends 4 years under the tutelage of Govindapadacharya, seeking knowledge and guidance from him. Shruti Smriti Purananam, Shruti Smriti Purananam, Alayam Karunalayam. So while his mind is filled with knowledge and jnanam and dispassionate thoughts, his heart is a sea of devotion and karunalayam. Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So the more time Govinda Padacharya spends with Adi Shankara, he realizes his potential and acknowledges him as an avatara of Lord Shiva. So he blesses him and says, now you are completely ready for Digvijayam. I want you to travel far and wide across Bharatavarsha dear Shankara, to propagate the message of Advaita Vedanta and to make everyone believe in the unity of all existence. So now, as Adi Shankaracharya is undertaking the spiritual journey, one wonders with what possessions is he undertaking this journey? What does he have with him in hand while he's undertaking this beautiful journey? वेदान्तवाक्येषु सदा रमन्तो भिक्षानमात्रेण च तुष्टिमन्तः विशोकमन्तकरणे चरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः वेदान्तवाक्येषु सदा रमन्तो. He's reveling in the thoughts and expressions of Vedanta, which are forever on his vak, on his tongue and his mind. He just derives satisfaction with whatever food he receives by way of alms. A heart that has no sorrow, dressed in modest saffron robes. मूलं तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुममन्त्रयन्तः कन्थामिव श्रीमपि कूत्सयन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. Seeking shelter at the foot of a tree, eating only that much, the amount which is created by cupping of his hands, only that portion which is possible to be created by cupping of his hands, a very meager portion, giving up wealth completely, dressed in modern saffron robes. So this Kaupina Panchakam was composed by Adi Shankaracharya, extolling the life of a sannyasi. So does this mean that automatically everyone should renounce everything and live life as a sannyasi? No, that is not what Acharya is intending to say here. So he says that no matter whatever you are, wherever you are, whichever state you are in life, he has written this Kaupina Panchakam for every one of us, just to always ensure that we stay grounded and we stay minimalistic in our approach to life, no matter how much we have or in whatever state we are in. So Adi Shankaracharya, he starts his Digvijayam from the banks of Narmada, and as per his guru's instruction, he reaches Varanasi. And there he walks along the banks of the river Ganga. He takes in the view of Ganga's clear waters and sees her in various shades of colors. Somewhere she takes on the beautiful color of the kungumam from the bodies of Gandharva women who have bathed in her waters. Somewhere she has taken up the colors of the flowers that Mahans have used while performing Arghya to the sun in her waters. Somewhere she is reflecting the bluish hues of the sky. Ganga in the Srimad Ramayana is accorded the status of a goddess. Rama and Sita are shown to be bowing down to her before getting in a boat to cross. Sita prays to goddess Ganga, Gange Twadabhirakshitah, she says, to protect them during the exile and ensure their safe return to Ayodhya once they complete their exile. So Acharya, as our Jagat Guru, brings back this very samskara of Ganga Aradhana in the Srimad Ramayana by composing the Gangashtakam. Bhagavati tavati re niramatrashanoham vigata vishaya trishna krishnamaradhayami sakala kalashubhange swarga sopana sange taranadhara tarange devi gange prasida. So he says Ganga Devi, Devi Ganga, I'm sitting here on your banks and doing Krishna Aradhana. And as he begins the stotram this way, he describes her flow, her regenerating properties, and celebrates her as the greatest life force that is essential for human civilization to thrive. And he composes the Gangashtakam in a meter that matches the intensity of her flow. Brahmandam Khandayanti. She flows with a force that is enough to break the universe. Hara Shirasi Jatavalli Mullasayanti. She is the reason Shiva's matted locks look so luminous. Swarlokada Patanti Kanakagiri Guha Ganda Shailas Khalanti. So, with that violent force, she is flowing across the golden mountains, flowing down the golden mountains of Meru. Kshoni Prishthe Lutanti Duritachaya Chamur Nirbharam Bhartsayanti. Bhartsayanti means she is flowing in a way, in a manner, to rebuke all the accumulated sins that humans have piled up. Whoever is bathing, whoever is taking a dip in her waters, the accumulated sins that they have piled up, she is flowing so violently to wash them away with that force. That is the reason she's flowing so violently. So, this is the meter in which he has composed the Ganga Ashtakam, celebrating her as the eternal life force that regenerates, purifies, heals, and sustains humanity. This very sentiment of our Jagat Guru was also echoed in our Guru, Sri Akka's actions when she performed the Kumbhabhishekam of Lord Nandalala with waters from 19 rivers drawing in their positive energies in 2011. So, in one of the incidents recounted by her devotees, TTKS Shankaran, Shankar Uncle as I fondly call him, he's also part of the meeting today. In his book Pranamamyaham, the second volume, when he had accompanied Sri Akka to the place of origin of the river Kaveri, she is known to have given darshan as Kaveri Amman to the priest performing arati to the river. So coming back to our Jagat Guru again, he now remains in Varanasi on the banks of Ganga, where all the seekers are flocking to see him. Just like the sun dispels darkness, he seems to dispel all of their ignorance. So he restores their faith in Vedas, destroys all the false doctrines and truths that these seekers are coming up with. Sunyana Sukhakaranim. So by expounding and explaining the scriptures, the Gita and the Vedas, he dispels all of their worldly fears. Sukshma Pranavaranim Shri Shankara Guruvaram Chintayami Bhavaharam Shri Shankara Guruvaram Chintayami. So, like a healer, he cures them. He dispels all their worldly fears and ignites interest in Advaita Vedanta and provides spiritual solace to survive in the samsara. So, just like we have doctors for different parts of our body, Bhagavad Padar is known to be the healer, or he is given the adjective Bhavaharam, the one who dispels the worldly fear. So, in case you have fears associated with the samsara, the specialist that you must go and see is Shankaracharya Bhagavad Padar. So, while this is happening in Varanasi, that is when a very learned Brahmin with a face emitting a lot of Brahma Tejas, he falls at his feet. So Acharya lifts him up and asks, "Who are you? Where are you coming from? And why are you falling at my feet?" And then he replies, "I am Sanandana. I have come from the Chola lands seeking a spiritual master." So on meeting Adi Shankara, Sanandana becomes extremely blissful. He sees Adi Shankara as a Jnana Murti, Kevalam Jnana Murtim, a Jnana Swarupam capable of bringing extreme happiness to him. Brahmanandam, Paramasukhalam. Brahmanandam, Paramasukhalam, Kevalam Jnanamurtim, Dvandvaditam, Triguna-rahitam, Tattvamasya-dilaksham, Ekam nityam vimalam-achalam, Sarvade sakshibhutam, Bhavatitam, Gagana-sadrisham, Sadgurum Tvam Namami. सद्गुरु ने माझे आशीर्वाद दीन, सद्गुरु ने माझे आशीर्वाद दीन, हर्ष भरून हृदयी माझे सद्गुरु ने माझे आशीर्वाद दीन, हृदयीच्या बाण कनन कुरुसी, हृदयीच्या बाण कनन कुरुसी, आनंदोला सिंबोले माझे सद्गुरुने माझे आशीर्वाद दिल, बोले माझे गुरु कृपा तो करुणी, तुका म्हणे माझे आनंद वो, सद्गुरुने माझे आशीर्वाद दिल, अपार महिमा हो, अति अति अपार महिमा हो, अपार महिमा गुरु कटाक्षम, अपार महिमा हो, अपार महिमा कृपा कटाक्षम, अपार महिमा हो, अति अपार महिमा हो, अति अपार महिमा हो. So with a very firm resolve to give up worldly desires, he requests Acharyal to take him into his fold as his Shishya. Not only does his jnana grow, his immense faith, bhakti in his guru, he becomes a practical example of how to practice bhakti yoga. And that is the reason he earns another name, Padmapada. So from Varanasi to Kashi to Maheshmati and down south, Bhagavad Padal continues his Digvijayam, defeating very many scholars from the Bauddha Dharmam, Jaina Dharmam, from Sanatana Dharmam, by employing Tarka Shastra in his debates. So where he establishes the principles of Advaita Vedanta by employing pramanam, evidence, and logical reasoning to explain the unity of existence, the unity of all existence that Advaitam stands for. In this process, he earns many students. He rescues a lot of scholars from the shackles of rigid rituals, rigid ritualism, and asks them to seek the divine within instead of seeking the results of all the karma that they're doing, the karma yoga that they're practicing. Instead of seeking the phalam of that, he encourages them to internalize and seek the divine within and makes them understand that the Paramatma is no different from their own, from the Atma within. So one of such Sishyas is Mandana Mishra, who was a very staunch ritualist who, after debating with Adi Shankara for over a week, finally overcome by his jnanam and his compassion, he falls at his feet, becomes his Shishya, and is renamed as Sureshwara. Hastamalakar, another Sishya, attains Acharya through Jnana Margam, displaying innate knowledge. Bhagavad Padal himself writes bhashyams for verses written by Hastamalakar, which is a very rare occurrence in Guru Shishya Sampradaya. But the real question is, can every one of us display bhakti like Padmapada? Can every one of us be a karma yogi like Mandana Mishra? Can every one of us be a jnani like Hasta Malakar? What about ordinary people who do not possess these qualifications? Is it possible to attain Jagadguru's grace and compassion? That's where one person comes into the picture, Giri. One of Giri was one of Acharyal's followers who would wash his clothes. He would do menial activities for the Acharyal and take care of every small need of his. Now, he did not have the abilities of other Shishyas of Adi Shankara, the spiritual insights and the discussions that they had, none of it. So he was very often made fun of, mocked by other students. So one day, as this mocking was continuing, Bhagavad Pada happens to hear this and he gets very offended. So, using his yogic powers, he blesses Giri with complete mastery over Vedas and scriptures. So, Giri, who had gone to the river to wash Acharyal's saffron robes, now comes back from the river brimming with tejas and jnanam. विदिताखिल शास्त्रसुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं शरणं भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम्. So he comes back, stands in front of the Acharya and does stuti on the spot. Mahitopanishad Katitharthanide. So by celebrating Acharya as his only singular refuge, he says that he's the only one, the exponent in Vedas and Upanishads, Mahitopanishad Katitharthanide. He is the only one who is capable of steering him through the samsara filled with so many troubles and difficulties. So by saying so, he displays receptivity to the grace of Adi Shankara. Sharanagata Vatsala Tatvanidhe. He calls him as Sharanagata Vatsala, the one who embraces Sharanagati. So the moment you do Sharanagati to your Sadguru without any ego or ahamkara, they automatically accept and embrace you. Vidita namaya visadaika kala nacha kimchana kanchana masti kuro. So here, Giri expresses his absolute humility. In all humility, he says, I have nothing. I have no dhanam. Nothing, no dhanam, no dhanyam. And I have no knowledge of the scriptures also. I know nothing. You are my sole refuge. And that is why I'm absolutely surrendering to you. So Sharanagati, showing receptivity and expressing absolute humility. These are the gunams that Giri is displaying when he holds Adi Shankara as his singular, ultimate refuge. So this stuti has been composed in a meter known as Totaka. That is why eventually Giri gets the name Totakacharya on account of his composition, the Totakashtakam. So through the Totakashtakam, we understand what it means to ultimately surrender and take refuge in a guru, to learn to be immune in a world that presents us with both the good and the bad. Which reminds me of one our own that we chant meditating on our guru, Sri Akka, one of our own that we chant, the Vinaytir Padigam. It has been serving as a guiding light to us for many, many years in moments when we seek her guidance, grace, and protection from all kinds of fears. Not only this, Sri Akka herself has advised at a gathering that the focus while reciting the Vinaytir Padigam should be on the Nama Madi Oli, Madi, the intellect, the Oli, the light that enlightens the intellect while reciting this Padigam. Now, there have been countless experiences shared by devotees on how regular chanting of the Vinatir Padigam have resulted in such auspicious ends to them. So when I talk of Bhagavat Padal, when I talk of Sri Akka, who is a Purnavataram of Devi Akhilandeshwari, as identified by Chandrasekhara Saraswati Swamigal, I definitely have to talk about Pirvani Kaval, the kshetram that she belongs to, which is an Upadesha kshetram. And it's extremely auspicious to talk about this Upadesha kshetram given the occasion of Guru Purnima. Here, Ambal and Swami are in a Guru Shishya relationship. This is a kshetram, one of the rarest kshetrams where Tirukalyana Utsavam never happens. So there is an Uchchikala Puja which happens at 12 noon, where the priest dresses up as a woman and worships and does puja to Lord Shiva with the belief that Ambal has entered him and is worshipping Lord Shiva that way. And here, Ambal and Swami have exchanged their tattvas. Since Swami is worshipped as an Apulingam, as Jambukeshwarar, a lingam that is made of water, Ambal has taken up the Agni Tattva. Usually it's the reverse. Shiva always takes up the Agni Tattvam and Ambal takes up the Tattvam of water. But here, this Thalam, they have swapped their Tattvams. Now, this Kshetram was visited by Bhagavat Padal during a time when Ambal came across as a destructive force with an extremely Ugra Swarupam. So much so that she was feared by her own devotees. Everyone was even scared to visit her shrine and recite shlokams or stutis. So to calm down her intensity, he does the Tadanga Pratishta. He installs a Tadanga with Sri Yantram and admires her beauty in the Tadanga. He also installs the shrine of Prasanna Ganapati right in front of her shrine, right in front of her Sanidhi, to evoke her Matrasneham, maternal affection, so that the Matrasneham that automatically comes looking at Ganapati in front of her eyes flows also to the devotees who come and see her. So we may have noticed shlokams like Agajanana Padmarkam, Gajanana Maharnisham, which translates to Agajanana, Agaja meaning the daughter of the mountains, Anana Padmarkam, the lotus-faced Parvati becomes extremely blissful on sighting her Gajananam, elephant-faced son. So she derives extreme pleasure at the sight of her son. And this is beautifully referenced in Lalita Sahasranamam as well. So while Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is witnessing her armies fight the allies of Bhandasura, the Asura that she herself is seeking to slay, she takes extreme harsham, joy, looking at the vigor with which her armies are fighting. So in a lot of places in the Lalita Sahasranamam, we might notice the usage of the word harsham. There is only this one place where the word praharsham is used, a state of joy that's even superior to the state of harsham. And that is when she is smiling, there is a reddish hue on her face. That is when Mahaganesha, a very ugra, a very intense form of Ganapati, emanates from her face with 10 hands to assist her in the battle against Bhandasura. So the phrase is Mahaganesha Nirbhinna Vigna Yantra Praharshita. So she experiences a feeling which is higher than joy, harsham, at the sight of her son. So Adi Shankara channelizes this very bhavam in Ambal and transforms her Ugra Swarupam into a compassionate goddess, conferring jnana on all of her devotees who visit her. She becomes Jnana Prade, Akhilanda Ishwari, the queen, the goddess of the universe, becomes Jnana Pradayini. She comes to be known as Sharade and Shyamale. So I would like to end this session with the Kriti Akhilandeshwari in Raga Dujavanti, where Muthuswami Dikshitar, a very well-known composer, a genius, conveys all of these aspects that I've just told you now subtly. He gives her a very interesting adjective. He tells that he calls her Agama Sampradaya Nipune. So the word Sampradaya itself means it has been carried down from somebody. And ideally, in a Guru Shishya Sampradaya. That means that she is an exponent of this Agama Sampradaya, the rituals concerning temple management, the Vedic rituals. And this expertise she draws from Sadashiva himself. Akhilandeshwari Raksha Mam Shri Agama Sampradana Nipune Shri Akhilandeshwari Rakshama Amba. Nikhilalokanitya Mike Vimalye Nikhilalokanitya Mike Vimalye Nirmale Shyamale Ambanirmale Shyamale Sakalakale Akhilandeshwari Rakshama Amba. Lambodara Guru Guha Pujite Lambala God Basite Hasite Lambodara Guru Guha Pujite Dambada Gol Basite Hasite Bhakti Vatara Dite Varade Bhakti Vatara Dite Varade Varashina Rajasute Sharade Varashina Rajasute Sharade Jambari Sambhavite Janardananute Jujavalti Raganute Jambari Sambhavite Janardananute Jujavalti Raganute Jaldi Matala Jajaravadinath Mudite Jnana Prade Jaldi Matala Jajaravadinath Mudite Jnana Prade अखिलाण्डेश्वरी रगक्ष माम् अम्बा शारदे अम्बा Once again, I would like to thank Gayatri Perima, Sita Mami, and all the organizers of the satsang today. A special thanks to Shankar uncle for also helping me with countless references, uh, in the session that I've presented today. So, with a thank you to everybody, I would like to end this session.
Thank you so much, Chandrakala. We are all spellbound here in Tulsi, listening to you and hearing about the story of Adi Shankara on this Guru Purnima celebration, and love the way you wove the stories and the music together. I'll pass it on to Sita to thank you. And at this time, I also request if anybody has comments, if you want to share your thoughts, or if you had any specific questions for Chandrakala, we can open it up as well. Basically.
Hi, Chandra. How are you? Thank you so much for, wonderful evening of Harikatha. Not only you told us the story of Adi Shankara, but you linked his story to our guru, right? Sri Akka. That's what was very fascinating. And I'm sure a lot of people appreciated that fact very much in Anandalala family. Also, you have a beautiful voice, maybe you should pursue seriously the thing with the Carnatic music. It will be wonderful. I think you have got a wonderful voice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to listen to you and to get to know a few more details about Adi Shankara and our own guru. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that she's part of the Nandalala family. She's also part of my family. She's my cousin's daughter. So my mom's brother's granddaughter.
And she has old childhood friends sitting next to me.
Yeah, so
sitting next to me.
we have a few people who would like to say hi to you and talk about the Harikatha experience they had. Just a few minutes. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk.
Hi Chandra, this is
Hi, Lalita. Hi.
Hi, this is Lalita here. I'm so happy to see you, and it was a wonderful Harikatha. And just listening to your voice took me back to our days in Dubai and how we used to do like street serve and our satsangs, and every time you used to sing, and it just transported me back to a very happy time in our lives. Thank you for sharing this with us, and
I'm so happy to see you.
yeah, happy to see you as well.
I
And
remember seeing you when we were going to our respective schools, and now it's been so many years. Lovely seeing you.
happy to see you as well. And thank you for sharing your talent and also your insights into all of this with us.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody?
Hi Chandra, Shubhachiti here. So nice to hear
Hello.
from you. Yeah, very nice. So proud of you.
Thank you, Chiti.
Anybody from here?
I'm Shankaran here.
Cholung Mama.
Yes, uncle.
Yeah, very nice rendering. Because I was reminded from your discourse about an article written by Akka, the last article actually, she written for our 28th anniversary celebrated in Bangalore. The title was Sagachotsavam. She brought out the Totagast simplicity, and from that she wrote an extremely good article in Tamil, uh, which is called as Atram Tarum Elimai, and it was translated into English as Stay Simple and Scale Peaks. It's a wonderful article, which I think summarizes everything Akka wrote in 60 books. And probably I can share that with Nandala Mission so that people can benefit out of it.
Yes.
And thank you for your nice discourse.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
I'm just going to pass the camera around so others can also express their thoughts. Go ahead. Just introduce yourself.
I'm sorry, my connection just went off for some reason.
Hi, this is Namrata and Umesh, and we really loved your satsang singing as well as storytelling. We wish that the session was for a little longer time and we could hear more stories from you. Perhaps one story you may want to just quickly add as Acharya, before departing for a journey, he changes the flow of the river so that his mother wouldn't need to travel too far to fetch the water. That is also very kind of a very lovely, very loving as well as very what you call displays his devotion and concern for his mother. Again, if it fits your the schedule,
No,
but it is very
absolutely.
beautiful story. Thank you so much, and we wish you very best. And I'm really amazed, and we are really thankful to Amma and as well as your parents for uh, letting you and nurturing you to develop this talent. You are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, go ahead, Natraj. You can unmute and talk.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chandrakala, for a lovely session. I enjoyed your talk. I learned new things. Thank you so much. I remember the time when you spoke for a short while, I think during the Apparanji also.
Yes.
And it's always very elevating to hear such topics. And I wish you will continue such sessions for the future also, so we'll all benefit. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Uncle.
your time
It's
and
all with
your
your
research
blessings.
also. Yeah, always, Kala. And so always reminded of the lovely times you used to sing, even in Dubai, for all the satsangs and also for the Sri Utsavs that we have had. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle.
It's passing it around here for a couple more. Yeah. Just hold it and talk.
Yeah, this is Nagaraj. We enjoyed your presentation, especially with respect to combining both Acharya's life history with respect to and correlating that with Aka's life story. It's wonderful. Unfortunately, the time schedule was a little too short to, I would say, elaborate the incidences. But anyway, it is fantastic. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, this is Murali. Technically, I'm your Peripa, I guess.
Hello, Peripa.
Yeah. So it was a great time. Thank you. I remember this story about Agni and the Apa, which is the water, right? And when I mentioned I was going to Tiruvannamalai, Akka mentioned that to me that if you go to Tiruvannamalai, it's good for you, but you should go and cool off in Tiruvannamalai. That's what she has told me. Yeah.
I think that is
That's a
she
great
must have
story.
said this because of the swapping of the tattvams that I just said. Maybe
Exactly.
that is why she meant.
So now it makes sense. Yes, thank you. It was a great story. Appreciate it.
Gayatri brother,
Murali,
the husband.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Chandrakala,
for
it
giving me
was
this
great.
opportunity.
Wonderful experience for all of us. And there are some requests already in the chat, but it really occurred to me that we would like to make this at regular intervals as part of Tulsi Satsangs based on your schedule. We celebrate all the festivals here in Tulsi, also being Akka's home. So big major festival seasons are coming up. So if you have the time and you have some ideas, please reach out to us. We also reach out to you for Navratri and other occasions, and we can have a satsang.
Definitely.
Akka's home is where we want to bring the community together. And, more than chanting, these kinds of Harikathas really reach people. And by weaving in shlokas and music, you make it a wonderful experience for everybody that they will remember. Storytelling has a way of, getting into our memory. So that's great. Thank you for doing this. And, we will conclude the satsang here. But for those who are online and you want to see Tulasi, I will just walk over to the puja room and give you a darshan of the Pada Puja we just did. And for everybody else who joined us today, thank you so much. It means a lot to us to have you all together, either at Tulasi or online. So thank you for coming. And many people here have also brought in prasadams to share. So thank you for all that as well. And thanks to those online. It's early in India, but you got up to tune in, and no, everybody's leaving with a very fulfilled mind. So thank you so much.
Gayatri,
Yes.
just one small word. When Murli talked about Agni and water, and Chandrakala talked about Agilandisiri being Agni and Shiva being water, the extreme heat and extreme cold forms Spatika. That is found largely in Himalayas. And no wonder Akka wanted this Spatika Lingam in the Vrindavanam. So you can remember this when you visit Vrindavanam in Chennai. Thank you.
Oh,
Very
that's
interesting.
amazing, Mama. Thank you for making that connection for us. Yeah.
Gaya, I would like to add, I'm
go ahead.
Chandrakala's mother, Radhika.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Gaya, for giving her an opportunity and all the others present here for showering the blessings. Thank you so much. Jai Nandalala.
Jai Nandalala, Madhyoli Charanam. I'll just go to the Tulsi Puja room for those of you who want to have a darshan. Just give me a few minutes. I'm first going to show you Akka's room as we have it in Tulsi. We have displayed her books and we have maintained her room as she used it. Are you able to see? I hope you're able to see. Okay, now I'll go to the puja room. It's where we did the puja today for the Pada Puja. This is the puja room Puja Shri Akka has gifted me here in the US. Seated here. You can all see it. Thank you so much for joining us and making the satsang, Harikatha satsang, the first one, a grand success. Thank you, Chandrakala, again from all of us. We'll be in touch. And
Gayatri, and we couldn't see the padam.
Oh, okay.
We could only see the top part of the room.
Oh, let me show you. Are you able to see now?
Yes. Now, konja kuda.
We have a lot of flowers that are covering the padam. You can move some of them. You see it now?
Little lower. You can see the photo now and the padam photo. Maybe you have to come back a little. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, now I can see. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me. And do you see the deities? Krishna,
Yes.
Lingam, Annapurni, Ganesha, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. We have Muruga and Hanuman also. I'll just go back a little so you can see everything. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Jai Nandalala, Madhyoli Charanam.
Thank you, everybody, for
Jai
taking time out
Nandalala,
for your schedule
Madhyoli
to
Charanam.
join the session. Many thanks to everybody for joining today. Namaskaram.